Hello friends and welcome. I'm Carrie Nelson. I'm a realtor with West USA Realty. I'm located in the West Valley Phoenix suburbs. I actually do service Phoenix and all the surrounding areas. I'm licensed to sell anywhere in the entire state of Arizona. So for all of your Arizona real estate needs, got you. Today marks my first video where I'm answering your questions. So once a month, I'm going to ask you guys for your questions, and whether or not your question gets chosen, I'm going to enter your name into a drawing just for participating, and then you have a chance to win a gift card. This month, I chose a question that was submitted by my friend Megan Precious on Facebook. Thank you so much for your question. I chose to go with Megan's question because I feel like in this market, we're in a super competitive seller's market right now. And I thought this would be a good comparison for anybody who's looking to buy in this market, but is also considering a resale versus a new build. Megan's question was, as a first-time home buyer, should I look into resale homes or a new build? Every buyer has different criteria that they're looking for. Everyone has different wants and needs. So to answer that question in short, I would say it depends on what you are looking for in your first home. However, I'm not here to give you a short answer. I want to give you some helpful things to think about if you are considering a resale home versus a new build, whether it's in this market now or it's the market 1, 2, 3 years from now. The first thing that I would consider if you are thinking about resale versus a new build is your timeline. How soon are you looking to move? Current build time across the Metro Phoenix area is anywhere from 5 to 10 months, just depending on the builder and the location and their product. Resale homes typically close within 30 to 45 days unless it's a new build spec home, which is basically a home that's already built, ready to roll, but they either built it just waiting for someone to buy it, or someone else built it and lost their financing in the process. So now that home is available, those are usually available for a quick close as well. Basically, are you in a position where you're able to wait for 5 or 10 months while you build your new home, unless it's a spec home that's already available now, or are you needing to move now within the next 30 to 45 days? So that's something to definitely consider when you're thinking about new build versus resale. Do you have the time to wait for the home to be built? The next thing to consider is contingencies. A contingency is when you need to sell the home that you're in now first in order to qualify for a loan on another home. New builders are somewhat flexible with contingencies. Many of them require you to sell your home if it's contingent within the first 60 to 90 days. So looking at that 5 to 10 month build time, you might have to figure out a temporary housing situation in between closing on the home that you're in now and then your new home being completed. With the resale market currently being so aggressive, contingencies are accepted, but usually that $400,000 price point and below is the most aggressive right now. So contingencies may be less likely to be accepted if you're in that price range. Once you get above that $400,000 price point, at least right now in this market, a lot of sellers do expect that their buyers may have a contingency in order to qualify for a home that's, say, like $700,000. So they are more accepted the higher you get up in price. Many resale homes in that $400,000 price range and below are getting multiple offers within 1 to 2 days, full price, or in some cases, over asking price with no contingencies or even cash buyers. So it is a little competitive right now to get your offer accepted with a contingency, but it is still possible. The next thing to consider is a potential project home versus move-in ready. If you love doing house projects and you just want to get into something for a decent price and do all of the house projects to make it your own and put your own touch on it, then resale would absolutely be a great choice for you. About 70% of home buyers do want a home that's move-in ready, so new builds are a great option for that, especially if you get to pick your own finishes or go to a design center and kind of pick things out yourself. So if you love projects, spending a little less money on a home and doing your own projects to make it your home may be worth it in the long run. If you don't love home projects and you just want to move into something that's 100% move-in ready, then a new build may be the way to go for you. The next thing I want you to consider is pricing. Many homes right now, especially single story with a pool, are selling at asking price or even a little bit above asking price. So I have been mentally preparing my buyers to come in a little bit under budget, so when we do find that perfect house, we have the upper hand to be able to offer more money and get our offer accepted out of all the other offers. While you technically can negotiate the price in a new build, right now in this market, a lot of new builders are not willing to budge because they know that if they don't sell it to you, they'll sell it to someone tomorrow or the next day, since so many people are pursuing that option. You can potentially try and negotiate light fixtures, appliances, window coverings, landscaping, etc., etc. Just ask your realtor if you want to try and negotiate the price a little bit. The worst they can do is come back and say no, and you can put in another offer. Going with a new build is a lot less stressful if you don't want to get involved in a bidding war. Especially in this market, if you go in knowing exactly what the price is, you get your earnest deposit, you've officially held your spot, and you're currently not in a bidding war with anybody else. I'm not saying it never happens that 2 or 3 people are interested in the same lot or even the same spec home, but when it comes to new builders, it's basically first come, first served. The last thing I would consider if you were thinking about a resale home versus a new build home is home warranties. As a resale home buyer, you do have the option to purchase a home warranty when you go to purchase your home, or you can negotiate to have the seller pay this as well. Your home warranty is good for 1 year after closing. It can cover a multitude of things just depending on what you want covered. The most common things that people like to have covered in Arizona are roof, AC, and water heater, occasionally appliances, and plumbing and electrical. On new builds, you generally have what's called a 1-2-10 home warranty plan. The one that's in the 1-2-10 home warranty plan means that you have a 1-year warranty on pretty much everything in the house, anything that's inside or outside of the house, and the new builder will schedule this 1-year check-in with the superintendent to have them come in, and you go through and you mark anything and everything that's in your house, and they will repair it for free. The 2 in the 1-2-10 covers electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling for that 2-year time frame. The 10-year covers just the structure of the home. So to break that all down again, for 1 year, you're covered on anything in the entire home. The new builder will come in and repair it for free, anything that comes up in that 1-year time frame. For 2 years, you're covered for electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. So anything that falls into that category will be repaired for free within the first 2 years of being in the home. After that, it's just the structure. So the actual structure, the foundation, if there's anything messed up with that, you're covered for 10 years. It is nice to make sure that everything is done right and on the builder's dime if you are doing a new build. The nice thing about having a home inspection done on a new build is any of those items that a home inspector would come up with on their report, I just hand it over to the builder and they will correct everything. When you do a home inspection on a resale home, your home inspector will come up with a list of items that he or she found. And then at that point, you get that list and you go over those items with your realtor. And then you have the opportunity to ask the seller to correct some or all of those items. I do want to remind you that per the resale real estate contract, a seller is not obligated to make any repairs at all. As a seller, it's usually best to at least agree to some of those repairs. You are legally not obligated to any repairs per the real estate resale contract. It says that right in the contract that the seller is not obligated to make any repairs. This is where it pays off to have a realtor who is great at negotiating repairs from a buyer and seller side, so you guys can come to an agreement and keep the contract alive for both sides. Worst case scenario, if the buyer and seller can't agree on the repairs that need to be made on a resale home, the buyer does have the opportunity to cancel the contract at that point and get their earnest money back. If you do have any additional questions about buying a resale home versus building brand new or buying a spec home, please feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to get you some answers. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all of your questions. I'm definitely keeping all of those questions in my vault so I can slowly begin to answer all those for you. I definitely feel like I'm able to bring more value if I feel like I'm answering real questions that you guys have. So thank you so much for participating, and keep all the questions coming. Whatever day it is, whatever time it is, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing week. I'm sending you all the good vibes always. Thank you so much for all of your continued support. I will see you here the 3rd Sunday in August with a real estate market update for the month of August. And on that note, I will see you then, same time, same place, finger guns, and out. Bye guys.